Hey, want to take a quick moment here today to show everyone what I just picked up. It is my new Beretta APX. So let me move the box out of the way here and give you a quick look at this gun. For those of you out there not familiar with the APX, it is the gun that Beretta submitted for the recent military trials. This is the gun they competed against the SIG P320 with. This is their modular gun. Much like the P320, it has a serialized firing control unit in here that pops out of the frame, and therefore you can switch out the frame and the slide, pretty much everything, and just change the configuration of the gun without having to change the registered part. Now, the first thing that stands out when you see this gun is the way it looks. I mean, it kind of looks like a Klingon's scrotum here. It's not the most attractive gun in the world, but I kind of like it. It's like it dares to be so ugly that it's almost attractive. So, looks-wise, I don't think it's going to win any contests, but I'm sure some people will really like it. I kind of like it. It's not the thinnest gun in the world. It's actually pretty thick here. It's about the same thickness as a SIG P320. I don't know if they're exactly the same, but just looking at them, it seems close. Also, it's a full size here, so it has a pretty large grip frame and a long slide. Not the most concealable gun I've ever seen in my life, but it's not so big that you couldn't carry it if you like carrying a full-size gun. So I'll have to do a little testing with it first and see if it's a good gun at the range before I ever recommend it as a carry gun. But for now, I just want to give you a first look at it. Now, I haven't even shot this gun yet, so I can't really tell you what it's like at the range or how it compares to the SIG P320 as far as performance is concerned. But there is one thing I can do today that will tell me a little bit about the gun. Today, I'm going to change out the frame. I bought this wolf gray frame for it quite a while back when the gun first came out, thinking that these might become scarce once the gun hits the market. So I went ahead and got one, and I've had it ever since. I'm going to take the old black frame that it came with off of it today and put this gray one on it. And one thing that will tell us about the gun is how easy is it to swap out. The SIG P320 and the 250 before it were very easy to swap out. First time I ever took a P250 apart, it was very intuitive, didn't have to look at a manual, it was just easy to do. I very seldomly have to look at manuals with little simple things like this, so that's not a big statement to make. But today I'm going to take this one apart and see if it's as easy as the SIG P320. That's one thing I can compare right away. So let's go ahead and get started and take it apart. And once I have it taken apart, I'll tell you what I think. Is it as easy as the P320 or is it more difficult? Okay. God damn, that's tough. That thing won't fucking budge. Okay, we ain't off to a good start here because just getting the freaking slide off of it has been a nightmare. That has not been as easy as it should be. Have to push a little button and then push this through and then rotate it. Not simple. All right, now if this was my P320, I would just pull this out. Okay, yeah, it looks like that comes out very similarly. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. Nope, it came right out, so that's good. And then this would just lift up and out of here. Alright, I'm trying to do without looking anything up. Maybe it's got something to do with that button there. Maybe that button's got to be pushed. Let's see what happens when you push that. Okay, yeah, that looks like it disengages something right there. So it looks like you got to push that and then pull it up out of there. That ain't gonna... That ain't budging. What do you gotta freaking do? Well, I can say already this is not as easy as the PIG 320 or the SIG P320. Let's see here. And I'm starting to think the best way to assemble this thing was with a fucking sledgehammer. Because there is nothing that you can just look at and intuitively know how to take it apart. I am going to have to get out the freaking manual. Okay, there's a little spring right there. I got to take off of this rod and then push the rod through. This is a 3-hand job. It don't want to come out easy. Why would you put something like this in here? I'm not getting it. I mean, I don't understand why. Why? Never. This gun. Okay, I got that out. Now I got to try to remember which way did it come out. It came out that way. Okay, now let's see what else we got to do ridiculous here to get this out of here. This. There, came out finally. This is a pain in the freaking ass. Nothing like a SIG P320. If I was a soldier in the field and needed to change a grip frame or something, and this was the thing I had to change, I'd just be like, somebody just fucking shoot me in the head, because this is a pain in the ass. I would much rather have the P320. I see why the P320 beat this gun. I mean, this might not be a big deal for us at home, but for the purpose it was created, to be able to switch things out quickly and easily, the design kind of defeats that whole purpose. Now let's put it in the gray frame here. And I'm kind of afraid to put this in here now because I'm afraid things aren't going to go right. Well, it looks like it's going right back in. Goes in easier than it... maybe not. I thought maybe it was going to go in easier than it came out. But it's not cooperating. There's the problem. The thing is separated at the back. First time I ever took it apart, and it did that. I don't think that it's supposed to do that. I don't think that it's supposed to come apart. Well, I'll stick it back together and hope that that's okay. But I can't imagine. And that thing just fell loose. Where the fuck does that go? That was right there, I do believe. So let's try to put it back in while I'm squeezing it together. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Does that actually have to be in here together? Good God. I think a lot of you are probably right now. This pin should go back in easier than it came out, I hope. I think a lot of you are figuring out right now that I'm probably not going to keep this gun very long. I can't say I am thrilled with this. Okay. I don't know if I should actually be hitting this, but I'm kind of enjoying it right now. When in doubt, knock the fucker out. Alright, I hope this is going to work, because I did not pay attention to the positioning of this thing when I took it apart, because who would have ever thought you would have to? There we go. Okay, that's back in there. I hope everything's in the right spot. So there you have it. It is back together. I've got the gray frame back on it, but I'll have to say I'm not 100% confident this thing's actually going to fire when I take it to the range tomorrow. But we will see. If it does fire, well, I'll start doing a video where I compare it to the SIG P320 and see which one I think is the better gun. But I will say right off the bat, this thing better be amazing at the range, and it better be easy to carry, because as far as comparing it to the SIG P320, based on that little nightmare I just went through just trying to change out the grip frame, I'm going to say it's starting from a position of a great disadvantage based on that alone. You ain't even my real dad.